So, you're diving into SQL. It can feel like learning a whole new language, right? Because, well, it is. But what if I told you that most of it really just comes down to understanding two very different jobs? Let me introduce you to the architect and the librarian of the SQL world.
Okay, so picture your database as this massive library. For this thing to work, you need two key people. First, you've got the architect. Their entire job is to design and build the whole place from the ground up. The rooms, the shelves, the filing systems, all of it. Then you have the librarian. Their job? To go in and find the exact book you ask for. In SQL, these two roles, the builder and the finder, they each have their own special toolkit.
All right, let's start with the builder, our architect. Their set of tools, the commands they use to actually construct everything, is called DDL, which stands for Data Definition Language.
And the name is perfect, right? Data Definition Language. It's all about defining the database. It never ever touches the actual data, the books on the shelves. Nope, it only deals with the structure that's going to hold all that data. The architect uses DDL to draw up the blueprints and then actually build the shelves.
Now check out their main tools. They're actually pretty intuitive when you think about it. Create, obvious, you're building a brand new bookshelf. Alter, lets you go back and change a shelf you already built, maybe make it a little wider. Drop, that's the sledgehammer. It completely demolishes the bookshelf. And truncate is the interesting one. It's like instantly clearing every single book off a shelf, but leaving the empty shelf behind, perfectly intact and ready for new books. And this right here is a perfect example. This is the architect's official blueprint. It's them saying, okay team, I'm building a new section of the library. We're going to call it employees. It needs labeled spots for an employee ID, a first name, a last name, and the date they were hired. And just like that, the structure is defined. It's set.
Okay, so the library is built. The shelves are up. Now we actually need to find something. And this is where our second expert, the librarian, comes strolling in. Their toolkit is called DQL, or Data Query Language.
DQL has one job, and one job only: to query, which is just a fancy way of saying to ask for information. So while the architect is busy building the librarian is using DQL to navigate it and find the exact books, the data, that you're looking for.
And here's the best part. Seriously. While the architect has a handful of different tools, the librarian's entire job is built around one single, incredibly powerful command: select. That's it. Everything else you might see in a query, like from or where, those are just extra instructions to help make that select command more and more specific. So making a request is just like filling out a little form for the librarian. It's a simple process. First, select. You tell them what specific information you want, maybe the book's title and the author. Second, from. You tell them which bookshelf to look on. And third, where. You add any special conditions, like I only want the books published after 1990.
And this is what a finished request slip looks like in SQL. You're basically telling the librarian, hey, can you please select the first name and last name from the employee's shelf, but I only want the people where their department is sales. Oh, and one last thing. Could you order them by their hire date, from the newest to the oldest?
So here is the absolute key to all of this: understanding how these two roles completely depend on each other. You simply cannot find a book in a library that hasn't been built yet. Let's see exactly how that blueprint makes the librarian's request possible.
First things first, the architect uses DDL to create the structure. Here's that blueprint again, defining the employees table with those specific columns for first name and hire date. The shelves are built, the labels are on. Done.
And it is only after that blueprint exists that the librarian can come in with a DQL request like this. Notice how it's asking for first name and last name specifically from the employees table. You can't ask for a book from a shelf that doesn't exist. It's that simple. DDL defines the world, and DQL explores it.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for you?
Honestly, getting this division of labor is the absolute key to mastering SQL.
It really is this simple. You have the architect using DDL commands like create and alter to build the actual house for your data. And then you have the librarian who uses that one powerful select command to go inside that house and retrieve whatever you need. One builds the home, the other finds the furniture inside it. So, the next time you look at a chunk of SQL code, just ask yourself, is this an architect giving orders to build something, or is this a user handing a request slip to the librarian? Knowing that difference, that's everything. So the real question is, now that you know how to do both, what data library are you going to build first?